They say, to a man with a hammer, everything looks like a man. Well, I'm an actuary, and everything looks like a dinosaur. Good evening, friends, family, employers, colleagues, partners, professors, mentors, counselors, institute representatives, newly qualified fellows, and every combination of the above. Tonight, I want to show you 3 sets of data that illustrate the journey that a lot of us here have been on and give some insight to the actuarial mind and what tonight means to us. The story begins in late high school, when I was starting to wonder what to do with my life. And as I'm sure is true with a lot of the graduates here, there was plenty of choice. So I did what any good millennial kid would do, and I Googled it. Career with greatest job satisfaction / income. That's when I found this site. And what it did was rate 220 different occupations across 4 different criteria, each with a range of factors. Then it computed an overall score to rank every occupation in order from best career to worst career. So I looked at the top 10 jobs for the past few years, and this is what convinced me to look at being an actuary. Well, I liked what I saw, and so I picked an actuarial degree and went through uni, graduating right here. And then I joined the workforce. See, I know it must be stressful to work with me. We're dropping 9 ranks. And it gets worse. Not even top 10. Those are the 3 years I've been working, and it's still hard not to take that personally. But of course, when you put it in perspective again, I feel so lucky to be here. So, firstly, I want to thank all the actuaries who came before us. The Institute, our professors, our mentors, our teachers, our counselors, our employers. Thank you for forging a path for us to follow, a career that we could be inspired to pursue and be proud to work in. Thank you for developing the actuarial concepts and professional community that we take for granted today. And thank you for putting in the decades of hard work and commitment to integrity that was required to form this profession, with the prestige, the respect, and the salary that comes with it. So this is Matthew Theaters B, the lecture hall of my very first actuarial maths class, 1151. On that first day, this hall was packed, 219 people. 4 years later, this is the picture of my cohort after the final exam of our university degree. Just 30 of us left. That's an 87% lapse rate. We'd fit in the first 2 rows of that lecture hall, and that's before part 3s. So to help me get a better sense of our journey from there, I extracted the past 5 years of pass rate data from the Actuaries Institute Board of Examiners results, analyzed the grimly autumn-colored results, synthesized the useful data according to the current institute syllabus, but then I realized that I needed to assume some level of correlation between passing one exam and passing multiple exams. So I fit these pass rates to a multivariate Gaussian to run 10,000 simulations around. And yes, I know what you're all thinking. Firstly, that multivariate Gaussian is inappropriate with upper and lower boundary concepts and is likely underestimating the tail dependence in this sample. And secondly, that this guy has too much free time. Anyway, the point is that of the 13% to make it through uni, only a few of the lucky amongst us were able to make it through all their exams unimpeded by failures. But in my opinion, it was the even luckier majority of us that got to experience some extra character building moments when we had to rely on those around us to motivate us to keep going. So, on behalf of both of these sets of graduates, I want to say thank you to all of you here who supported us through that. We couldn't have done it without you. Thank you to all the family and friends and partners and colleagues and support groups who we depended upon to get through this. Thanks for putting up with the weeks of neglect before each exam as we prioritized our textbooks over dinners and outings and human interaction. Thanks for covering our responsibilities when we couldn't and celebrating our successes when we could. And thanks for believing in us, picking us back up again when we fell. Through our moments of self-doubt and shame, you made sure we didn't quit, even when it felt so easy to just give up. So finally, the last data set is about our future. Best depicted, as always, in a few graphs. The population is aging. And as actuaries, we'll have a key role in finding creative, sustainable solutions to manage longevity risk and our imbalanced demographic ratios. The world is being saturated in more and more data. Soon, all great leaders and decision makers that want to compete must be statistics and data proficient, skills we already have. The Australian finance and insurance industry has been growing with no... Let me fix that. Has been growing with no sign of slowing down. And as actuaries, we're going to be riding this wave to the top. And finally, automation is coming. According to researchers in Oxford, almost half of all existing jobs have a higher than 70% chance of being automated in the next 2 decades. And while actuaries aren't the least automatable job, we're doing pretty well. Unfortunately, the same can't be said by everyone in our industry. But this just means we need to be even more involved in creating the environment that we want to work in. Despite all the predictive analysis we're skilled in, we don't know what the future holds. There's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of risk, and that's what we're good at. And I trust that we will avoid, mitigate, transfer, and accept our way through it. And so finally, I want to thank all my fellow fellows who have received their certificates tonight. Thanks for coming with me this far. It's been a blast. But more importantly, thank you for deciding to come on this journey forward with me. It's going to be a long one, and we're going to do some great things. Thank you.